Welcome back to the Game of Thrones Crusader Kings 3 mod, playing as House Blackwood here, and we have the yak pox spreading nearby, ravaging our lands, but not really our lands. We're safe up here right now in Raventree, but down here, actually in the lands of our hated feuding house enemy, the Brackens. That's right, Blackwoods and Brackens don't get along, suffice to say, and luckily they are being ravaged by this great pox right now, and so I can only hope that it wipes out their line. But other than that, we are a notorious schemer, and we have been dubbed the Night Raven. We've got some rebellious vassals we put down and stole all their lands away from them. Well, not stole, rightfully took back, because they only ruled them in our stead by our grace. And meanwhile, we are scheming to get rid of the rest of the Brackens. Every last one of them shall be eliminated for all of the slights that they have done against our family over the years. And that just puts us in this position right now where we've got tons of new holdings because our undeserving vassals gave them back to us, let's just say. And so we got some titles to give out, so we got to find some worthy people maybe of our family, of our house, like good Glendon Blackwood here, our nephew. Elton the Arrogant was his father. He was my half-brother, a good commander for us. And Glendon, he's marrying Edora Selmy, who is maybe going to inherit Rook's Rest. So I see that's probably why I didn't want to give him any titles, because, well, his heirs are already looking to inherit her titles when they're passed along to her. So what are you going to do? So I'm just going to have to look around at my extended family. We have 31 living members, so I'm sure I can find somebody who is worthy of taking some of these titles. Well, I don't have a lot of options for people who are not already standing to possibly inherit something, so I might have to go all the way down and grant some titles to this young child. My grandson Hugo, of all people, shall be taking some of these titles. Honeytree, why not? 2 out of 2, he's now the Lord of Honeytree. I hope he will grow wise and strong. In fact, he doesn't have a guardian at the moment. Can I be your guardian? He's traveling. Once he gets home, there we are. Yeah, I have a free ward slot. You will receive a good education, my lad. And in fact, you're already inclined to intrigue. Perfect. I'll teach you the ways of the Night Raven, young Hugo. Okay, while I was looking around, I realized that Lord Paramount Kermit here did have a son. We were kind of waiting for that. His naked wife gave birth to a son, and now he's much more willing to marry off his firstborn daughter here to my eventual heir, Lord Loramias here. He's currently Duke of Lakehaven after his mother passed away, my son's wife. And if we promise a grand wedding, then he will accept, just barely. So let's do it. This will secure ourselves, our future of our house. There we are, promise the grand wedding. To use my hook to get this grandson Layamin into my court, just so I can grant him these titles. Waspwood, and yeah, why don't you take Raven's March too? I will hold on to Maidenstone because it's more connected to Raventree, this like nice coast area just along this edge, just nicer borders. Yeah, because he's probably not going to inherit any titles from his mother since it's all primogeniture stuff, so he's the second born. Hopefully Lucas Blackwood survives and this all kind of works out. Otherwise this goes into maybe me losing that land to Cape of Eagles duchy. That would kind of be sucky, but I'd rather give this to members of my family and consolidate Blackwood Vale with Blackwoods, not these disloyal vassals that we've had to deal with. Just like Lord Maribald Flockshade here, he died in my dungeon, and now his son will grow up to hate me. But just try it, young Lord Preston, just try it. I'll take your title in due time. In fact, well, we need a new steward, that's one thing. Mistress Elona of Lushton, you will do just fine. Let's consolidate our power, and instead of spending 41 years trying to convert the faith, why don't you fabricate a claim on Flockshade so that sooner or later we'll be able to claim it for ourselves and finally rid ourselves of these troublesome Bigglestones. They've been a thorn in our side throughout this series, just constantly challenging me and my rule. I hate them. Well, we can end the capital isolation, but I mean, it's just like the plague's right here. Do you think it's dissipating? Maybe it's starting to fade. It's no laughing matter. The sound of laughter rings down hallways at court these days. Strange, given the yak pox that continues to ravage the countryside. I grab Orin as he passes and demand to know what's going on. Why, my lord, he begins with a broad grin. It's the latest advice from physicians. They are sure that yakpox is spread by bad moods and grim demeanors, so of course it stands to reason that the opposite is true too. Oren finishes the statement by predictably bursting into peals of laughter himself. Supplication to the old gods is our only salvation. Tilbert will be pleased. My brother, my maester, my old gods homie, my seer. Tilbert's served this family well for many years. Went off to become a maester, now he's infirm, a drunkard. But still, he's our physician, he's our old god seer, and he's our maester. Half-brother, Maester Tilbert, you've always been a real one. Yeah, it looks like the yakpox is dying off finally. So maybe it is safe to end our capital isolation. Let's emerge from seclusion. And right before she pops out another kid, somehow she still has the great pox, but she's surviving, and she's pregnant. So let's try to get rid of her. And, a lost child. Young Lord Elston the Beautiful, a child lost in the woods, so tragic. Such a shame to hear. She's a healthy eater. This is only the beginning. No more children for you. Elston is dead. Everybody thinks it was just a tragedy. Oh, so sad. This is only the beginning though. All of the Brackens must pay. And not just them, I have other schemes as well. Lord Raston here, your mother is your heir, and it just so happens that after you, she only had Blackwood boys, so they will stand to inherit just as well, so that Oren's line will have somewhere to rule someday. So he's going to be going down. Let's make sure. 58 gold. We can barely afford it, but this will definitely help our chances. 20% or 20 score in favor. Let's see. Feud tensions cool. The easing of tensions, if that's possible, between myself and Lady Gerda seem to confirm she's abandoned her vendetta against House Blackwood. Well, yeah, no kidding. I flippin' killed her, dude. It's hard to believe, but I would be glad to be freed of worries regarding the Bracken threat. Well, yeah, that's why we're going to kill every last one. Time to put this to bed? No, we're not ending the feud. Why do I waste time with this nonsense? Yeah, because we're almost done getting them all. Come on, hold it together, man. All right, there it is, 20 plus. We're well in the way to getting this guy. And then we got room for one more. That's right. We were trying to get Stokeworth's titles here as well. So if we get rid of Lord Sefton here, then Felena will inherit. And once again, not only will her son die and give her a title, but also her father could die and give her a title, so long as Lord Sefton isn't in the way here. So look at that. We've gotten rid of so many Brackens that, we're getting distracted now again by other schemes for advancing the wealth and prosperity of our family's rule across these lands. There it is, the next enemy, Lord Humphrey. Nothing changes, Bracken dogs are all the same. Our new rival. Highheart has been consolidated partly by our killing of his other family members, such that there's very few left to inherit them all. And look at this, even Stonehenge is no longer in control of House Bracken, because House Roger of the Willowwood has kind of married his way in, and since Lady Gerda's dead, her heir is of a different house. Traveling Maester, Luther has come to seek a place at my court before resuming his journey. Any Maester from the Citadel is of course welcome. Sure. A scheme at court. Let's see. Lyala, Alien's daughter here. She has the green sight, and she's an albino. Ooh, interesting. She enters my chambers as I stir from my sleep, her voice hushed, and her actions furtive. Samuel, I have foreseen something dire. A doe laps at the water of a lake. The hidden shadow of a wolf lurks behind a tree, its fangs glistening with hunger. The doe yelps and falls to the ground as its neck is pierced and its life drained away. It seems that someone is plotting to kill me. As grateful as I am, I hope the dreams which haunt Lyala are not affecting her too severely. Oh, luckily she's not driven mad by this, but there we are. Whilst walking the corridors, I am ran into by my guest Luther. He begins speaking to him. During our conversation, I noticed that he has a link of copper on his chain. I brought it up, and we began talking at length about the histories. A truly illuminating conversation. How lovely. Nice to have good reputable folk visiting my lands, as it should be. Luther comes before me before he returns on his journey, thanking me profusely for my generosity and hospitality. He further stated that he would be sure to tell his new lord and his colleagues at the Citadel of the breadth and depth of my scholarly insights, Great to make a good impression. I get well-known dynasty, which gets us more piety, prestige, and general opinion. Lovely. Alan Bracken, your time has come. A child lost in the forest. It happens tragically often. Mangled corpse. Alan is dead. The search went long into the night before it was called off and reconvened at dawn. It was only then that the body was found, bloodied, mangled, and torn after an attack by some vicious, hungry beast. At least I hope it was a beast doing. Thankfully, everyone agrees it was a terrible tragedy, and my involvement and the existence of any scheme remains unknown. That's one less Bracken to worry about in any case. This is just the beginning. All of the Brackens will fall to my hand. I did notice something though, because she was married to this guy, the High Lordship of Willowwood. This could be trouble. Because when his children inherit his titles, well, he's going to be a duke, and then I'll lose that land. That's no good. I can't have that. Morgan, we're going to have to do something about this, buddy. Maybe if you're all dead. Yeah, then it'll pass along to her. She's married to some Baratheon guy. He's probably not inheriting any titles, at least it doesn't seem. Yeah, his father's father didn't pass him any titles, so probably a much safer placeholder at the very least to not lose this chunk of land to the Willowwood. Be ashamed to have to go to war with them, you know? Ella Lannister was my rival, but she died of the pox. She hated me because I basically destroyed her house. She's of the Lannisport Lannisters, and well, I basically killed them all so that my heirs could take over Lannisport. And now Lannisport belongs to the Blackwoods. Oh no, my scheme to discover Morgan was discovered. That's such a pain. 39%, way down. Much difficult. That's a shame. I'm gonna have to pay a bunch of money to invite these guys to my schemes. Maybe even go into a little bit of debt for it. We'll make it back. We still got time to pay for the grand wedding. We still got a couple years. You're in my realm. We don't need to be in an alliance. There we go. Back up to 95%. It only put me into a little bit of debt. We'll make that up pretty quick. Just gotta wait it out. Got a new stewardship perk. Why don't we improve our tax collection by 25%? That'll help us catch up nice and quick. Dang, my plot for Lord Sefton was discovered too. That's really gonna hurt my chances. Oh, nope. I'm so good at scheming. What? Well, that shut me up real quick. As I am enjoying dinner and a full cup of mead, I suddenly feel a curious sensation in my throat. It doesn't take long before I am clawing at my neck, trying to breathe, to scream, to get any air at all past my swollen and bleeding throat. As my consciousness fades, I see that there's blood and skin under my nails. I'm gonna have to wash that off. How unseemly. My heirs, avenge my death! I was murdered by Lord Garbett of the Marchlands. The Selmies. He actually came back. He lost that fight to me, and then he plotted my death. What a traitorous guy. Oh no. You have died. Lord Samwell of Blackwood Vale's soul has finally been cast to hell at 61 years of age. He was murdered by Lord Garbett of Marchfields. Known for his twisted, conniving mind, he never revealed his true intentions to anybody, not even his close friends. Lord Benjicott ascends to the throne, a pious and humble man. Many fear that Benjicott may have been better suited for a godswood rather than a throne. We inherit the titles, and we pass along. Continue as Lord Benjicott. Wow, we're gonna have to consider what to do next now. I mean, we're a whole new person. We're widowed. We may no longer marry. We are a brave, humble, diligent, yet wrathful 40-year-old man, and because of our mother, we actually have a claim on the Westerlands. That's pretty funny. Not that we're going to be able to take out the Westerlands. They are much, much, much bigger and stronger than us. We did snake Lannisport out from the Lannisters, but I don't think we can justify taking on the main house for our claim there. I think that's going to be a tough sell to be sure. Plus, it's only a weak claim. You know, we're not going to be seen as the rightful rulers of all of the Westerlands by most people in terms of legitimacy, right? But that really throws me for a loop. You know, all my schemes, all my plans, all those hopes for murder and plotting and the advancement of my family. I mean, we tried to bring up Benjicott as a intrigue-focused character, but he only ended up being a flamboyant trickster. He's not exactly that well attuned to it, and he's humble. Will he use his diligence and wrath to get revenge for his father against Lord Garbett at the very least? I think that's a possibility. We have to reassign everybody to our council, so let's start with our spy master. Now, the ravishment is very good at it, but he also absolutely hates us. So I think we're better off putting our brother Balian in that role. For our steward, Mistress Aliona, she's still the best. Lord Daman of the Willows. We're the same age. We probably grew up close enough to know each other. Severin, House Severin of the Willows. You will be my chancellor and my castellan here. I will make Lord Davos my castellan, and I will have him organize schemes, so I am better at scheming. And we're gonna go in here and choose the scheming lifestyle, skullduggery of all things. And instead of all this spy stuff, I'm gonna reset my perks. It's gonna cause me a lot of stress, but my father just died. I'm gonna gain a lot of stress from that. And we're gonna go down the murder scheme tree because we need to focus on getting revenge for our father. We will follow his example and leave no enemy left undisturbed. Wow. Okay, so here I am. I'm super stressed. I'm gonna have a mental break probably. Well, while I'm at it, why don't we, because we're diligent, let's gain more stress to develop the capital, and then we can indulge in drink to lose some stress. Drink up, my friend. Lothar of Mudgrave, a fellow drunkard. He also absolutely hates me, but what are you gonna do? We became friends. He only really kind of dislikes me, despite us being friends. I have been nonetheless struck by a mental break. I sit brooding on my throne, my heart heavy with memory, mulling over things I did many years and years ago. Did I work hard enough back then? Did my toil avert trouble or cause it? Have I ever truly done the right thing? My head throbs. Why would the old gods task me with ruling if he knew it would make me this miserable? A stiff drink solves most problems. I think Benjicot's gonna go on a drinking binge here. His father ran the realm so ruthlessly for many years. I may be brave, but doesn't mean I know how to follow up my problems, you know? Maybe I'm still running from something. Shadow of flame, twilight, there are whispers about the tales and deeds of my father, illustrious Lord Samwell. Everywhere I go, near or far, it seems there's nobody who has not heard his name. I should expect he was an infamous man. I wonder, will I always stay in the shadow of my father, or will I be able to achieve as much fame in my life as him? How high will I be able to climb? Humble? I don't think I could be humble anymore. Maybe I should become as famous as him. I'll take another stress break. I gained the trait arrogant. Oh, and my debauchery is catching up to me. I am quite ill at this point. Oh no. My liege, begins the servants. Won't you please do something? Maidenstone burns. You must send aid. Maidenstone's my new holding here beside Raventree Hall. I keep all my model constructions of a new perfect version of the ideal place. It is like me in every detail, and because I am making it, every last detail is inherently correct. I believe I gave strict instructions not to be disturbed. I reply, only this room, this reality really makes sense to my fraying mind anymore. Bring me a companion and I shall send relief. I must indulge myself. I'm already drunk, but perhaps I should give in to my rakish nature. I've been denied the pleasures of my flesh for so long, being widowed and, oh no, I gained lover's pox. Well, things are bound to happen when you visit the brothels and request the Hurs. The Bracken dogs are all the same, though. We shall never give up our family's long-standing rivalry with them. And soon we'll be out of debt. There we go. Lord Garbett, he's on the chopping block too. I need to start this murder scheme. 55% chance success, and that's even with my support schemes spy master. So I'm gonna have to hope that I can maybe I can sway his spy master to like me better, and eventually he might be willing to join. I gotta save up some money to make some bribes here, and then let's just see here. My son, he's still betrothed to Lady Jonquil here. Do I still have to go through with the grand marriage? That my father made the grand promise. We're just gonna follow through on the betrothal, right? We'll have to see. I will maybe save up some money just in case, but there's not like a grand betrothal indicator or anything, so I don't know. We'll have to see about that. My legitimacy is like non-existently. My expectation is like nothing, but I'm almost at level 3, so that's pretty nice. Ooh, a dangerous faction meanwhile. Another prophetic green dream from Lucas. Someone's plotting to kill me as well. My father should have listened to the green dreams before. Why don't you try to not support schemes anymore? Just try to stop schemes in my court. My plot chance goes way down, but I kind of have to survive in order to have my revenge, right? Is my son still being educated? Yes, Sir Hostine here, at least, is educating him. I was worried since my father had died that he no longer had a guardian. Oh, it looks like my son has a crush on Hazel the Hunchback, though. That's funny. Alliteration. Alliteration is funny. Meanwhile, we can negotiate some alliances. Our son in Lake Haven, technically. Our brother-in-law in the Neck. Honeytree is within our realm. We don't need that. Turnbridge is outside of our realm. We'll take that alliance. And Lord Balian of Lannisport. We should be friends. Let's re-establish all of the alliances of our family that our father so generously made between my siblings. Looks like we could maybe get an alliance with Darna of Cape of Eagles, but she just does not like me that much enough to get into it. And as soon as I unpause and get all these other alliances, she's super not going to want to because we'll have too many existing alliances. But we got a couple great ones. Like the Neck is like the most valuable one. They are huge and powerful. They have so many troops. And of course everybody else accepts. Our family is wide and strong, spread out across these lands, so that helps. Oh no! And again? Lord Benjicott of Blackwood Vale has given up the ghost at 41 years of age. He drank himself to death. Not even the successful plot of murder against him. A man not to be trifled with, he embodied the dignity and power of his title like few rulers can. Lord Lormius ascends to the throne, having mastered many skills. He's sure to be admired by his subjects. Well, we got all his titles there, and there we are. Next in line, Lord Lormius. Oh, geez. We are just going through people here, and it looks like Lord Humphrey is very eager to carry on and claim back Southstone for the Brackens. So we're in some trouble here, it looks like. This guy hates me. I'm not going to assign him. Oh, but kind of everybody hates me. Oh no, it's not looking good. She almost kind of doesn't hate me, so if I assign her to the council, oh yeah, she still sort of hates me. Maybe I can just send her a gift. She'll gain 23. She'll barely kind of like me. I'm gonna... Oh, can I raise you to nobility? No, I don't have the prestige. I'm just a child. I'm not prestigious enough to do such things. I will sway her. I don't know why I was swaying Lord Joas, but I'll sway her. She's my spy master. She's kind of an important piece, especially since everybody seems to be plotting against my family. My grandfather was a notorious schemer. They called him the Night Raven, and we were left to pick up the pieces after he was murdered by Lord Garbett here. And now our family wishes to have revenge, but our dynasty was left in the hands of this young child, a bleeder, scarred boy, a vengeful, callous nature, patient yet trusting. An interesting bunch of quirks. Hopefully not too trusting to get stabbed in the back, but dang, well. Luckily, our sister is our player heir, and she's matrilineally married, so my niece, Rialata, is potentially the future of our house if I just don't make it. Given the trend here, it's been kind of rough, so you never know. Alliances, we can still look for alliances, but look, Lord Vaon, we're only partially related now through, you know, my father's sister. Yeah, she won't accept, and he won't accept anything. Dang. Well, we might have to just grow up a little bit, work on those relations, and they might be willing to give it up to us at some point. But luckily, we're actually so good at stewardship or something that, oh, it's our regent is really good at stewardship. Who's our regent? Oh, nobody. Our regent just died. Our father was our regent. I'm gonna have to unpause. Our new regent is Seer Lena of Lake Haven. Well, it doesn't matter that she's bad at it. Our regent still gives us +1. So yeah, luckily we are able to carry 4 holdings where previously our previous character was only able to hold 2. So even though oh, you know what? First things first, I need to make the lordship of Blackwood Vale, my primary title. And I think also that means I need to move my capital. This is my realm capital. Cool. Okay. So we now control Blackwood Vale, Lake Haven, and Southstone. So the Blackwood Vale is looking nice and thick here. But yeah, our poor family has just been torn apart. We need a new admiral here. He will protect trade. My Castellan no longer needs to support schemes. I'm too young to plot for murder, so he's just going to preside over the council for the renown. We still have this dangerous faction on the rise here, but we'll see what becomes of that. I'm not sure if they have the strength to challenge me, but I hope that the Brackens do try to challenge me so that I can try to get rid of them once and for all. There's only 4 living Brackens left, and if we can eliminate them, then we'll be well on our way. I mean, it seems that this offshoot house is in trouble from this Bracken descendant. So House Rigger, they may inherit the Bracken rivalry through this boy, especially if he inherits and steals all of that land into the Willowwood. You know, we don't want to lose Stonehenge. We need to control all of our rightful territory. We are the Blackwood Kings, after all. At least we should be. And we will re-achieve that glory someday. Lord Lormias here grew up hearing the stories from his grandfather about the glory and strength of House Blackwood, hearing the house words, never forgive, never forget. Since a young age, he knows that it is his destiny to lead House Blackwood into the future. And we'll have to see what that future entails next time. What will we do as House Blackwood now? Will Lormias survive and get to marry Lady Jonquil here? She's ill, so hopefully she survives, and this marriage that we had arranged by my grandfather will go through. And his wife's pregnant again, so hopefully she has a daughter and not another son, because that's just one more person in the way. Let's just say, focused on stewardship of all things. Well, I guess there's nothing we can do about that. We can only hope that Lormias here grows up to be a good enough schemer to get his revenge for his family, for his grandfather, the Night Raven. And I hope you'll join me for the next episode. We'll see what happens. A whole new world has just come upon us as we've inherited as this young child.